Welcome to another episode of the Metal Voice.
Live.
Coming at you live.
What do we mean by that, Alan?
It means some of our most favorite live albums of all time.
Okay, I will say it. Top 15 live albums.
15. What a struggle to get it down to 15.
We couldn't. We were like at 30. We're like, no, gotta get another one off the list. Another one off the list.
But again, Jim, let's be honest, and this is not even including, like, in recent years, I've stopped buying live albums. Sometimes the quality of the sound's just not there, Jim. Maybe one of the reasons for that, in the early 70s and 80s, doctoring the albums. Let's go make it in the studio and tweak these things here and there. Oh, well, if I'm doing that, I'll do the guitar part.
Cheap trick. Cheap trick, like a Budokan.
Kiss alive, too.
Kiss alive.
So, anyways, here we go. The top 15 based on ours. And you know why? Because we don't have to answer anybody. This is our choices, this is our selections. We just want you to go out there and check them out. Jim,
we do what we want to do here.
What you got? Number 15.
If we want to do top 16, we'll do top 16. It doesn't have to be an even number.
No.
But today it is.
15.
No, it's an odd number.
Number 15, get to it, Jim.
Ozzy Osbourne, Speak of the Devil. Speak of the Devil. Speak to the devil. Speak of the devil.
Talk to the devil. Speak of the devil in North America.
An answer to Black Sabbath's Live Evil album. They had to come out with a live album to counter them. I don't know why, but I guess it just had to at the time.
I don't know why.
Randy Rhoads.
Relations weren't that good between the two.
Randy Rhoads, his death. They go pull out a Randy Rhoads album. He didn't want to, so he comes up with all Black Sabbath material.
Brad Gillis on guitar from Night Ranger.
Yes. Probably one of Brad Gillis' best performance as a guitarist.
Tommy Aldridge on drums, Rudy Sarzo on bass, classic lineup.
They had to pull this off within a week or so, then deliver the tapes to come out at the same time of Black Sabbath. I don't think you could even buy this album anymore.
They out Sabbath.
They out Sabbath. Controversy behind this album.
Really?
Was it recorded in the studio? Were parts of it recorded in the studio? Were they recorded during a sound check? A lot of those songs were. The audience was mixed in. They kept the Ozzy, scream for me, God bless you stuff. And but overall,
let's have a riot. Remember that one?
Overall, it's a great sounding album, and you feel. I've seen Ozzy live many times, and I feel like when I'm listening to this album, it feels like an Ozzy show.
I agree with the way they did it.
And Brad Gillis, man, he just took the Sabbath solos and he just brought them to another place.
Don't get carried away. But number 14.
Number 14. Let's get on with it.
We got one of the greatest titles of all time. No Sleep Till Hammersmith. Motorhead.
Yes.
Not only was this album kind of a bookend to the classic lineup and the classic 4 albums before.
Yes.
We've got Eddie Clarke. We
Real
got the
Motorhead.
Big Bomber happening, and it sounds like you're right there. Classic Motorhead, and
it was a big album for them.
A great album for them. It went to number 1 in the UK. That says it all. 1981, number 1 with the UK. What more can you say? Great Motorhead album.
All right. Number 13, Slayer, Decade of Aggression. And you know what this album is?
What is it, Jim?
This album was a decade of aggression live. Wow. 2 CDs. Back in the day, you had to buy that big brick CD to put the 2 CDs inside. Man, this album did so well. The cult following loved this. Great sound, great production, and all the classic songs are there.
There you go.
Angel of Death.
Number 12.
12?
We've got Rush, Exit Stage Left.
Exit Stage Left.
Rush is another band that comes with live albums every now and then. Double album. They had a whole world as a stage, all the world as a stage, and then they came out with Exit Stage Left.
Yeah.
Closed off that little Hemisphere and Permanent Waves, right up to Moving Pictures. Then they started, of course, with the more heavily influenced synthesized and keyboard sounds. So this was a nice blend of the old and the new, what was coming. And I think it was a great album, and of course with Tom Sawyer and stuff off of Moving Pictures, which was one of the ones that was most commercial for them and relaunched their career.
Think about this. You had Xanadu on that. You had the trees.
I mean, the stuff, the Villa Strangliado. I mean, it's all there. I mean, it goes on forever. I mean, the musicianship, as you expect from a Rush album, second to none.
Yes.
Very well recorded, and it sounds like a live album. Number 11, Love It First Sting tour.
Oh yeah.
Probably the height of their career.
Yes.
money-wise, radio play-wise, commercial-wise.
I was at that tour. I know you didn't get in.
I couldn't. There was all these chicks lined up to buy tickets for Stop Loving You and Still Loving You, you know.
Yeah. And oh man, this was a great concert. You had and it was not, they didn't go into the Uri John Roth period. They wore their, we'll call it the platinum years.
The Mercury
Love
years.
Tries, the Mercury, Animal Magnetism, Blackout, and Love at First Sting. It was the tour, and it was just a great collection of that time period.
I prefer Tokyo Tapes, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I think Tokyo Tapes is a great summary of their early stuff.
Yeah. And just another type of
I just snuck in number 16. Nobody noticed. Number 16.
Okay.
Number 10. Number 10.
Let me guess.
We're in the top 10. It's
What's
the
this?
Snake.
The Snake.
Live in the heart of the city. Classic Whitesnake lineup. Mickey Moody, Bernie Marsden, Neil Murray on bass, John Lord, Ian Pace.
Yeah.
It's all there. They coming off the Ready and Willing tour. They got Fool for Your Lovin'.
Yes.
And then Love Hunter. And it's in the Hammersmith Odeon.
Everything's at Hammersmith.
And yeah, it seems to be.
Yeah.
And I heard, you know what I read? The quality of the sound there was kind of on and off. Some nights it sounded great, some nights it didn't sound so great, and everybody's recording there, go figure.
Yeah.
But anyways, great album, sounds like a lot of fun. And this is the first one, Jim, that I think we've done that is a single release.
Well, hey.
Not a double album.
Well, hey.
This is a single album.
A single album, Rollin.
That was go check that out if you like early Whitesnake, it's worthwhile.
You know, number 9?
Number 9.
Wait a second, let me guess. I'm thinking Sushi. I'm thinking Sushi. Oh, Sushi! Oh, you were gonna say, oh, yeah, rock and roll, baby.
That's it. Live, loud, alive, loudness in Tokyo.
Loudness.
Jim, there's only 2 words in the whole thing that I understand because they're in English. The rest is all in Japanese.
Yeah.
It's Forever Road Racer.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
But again, another bookend. More of all their Japanese releases done live, and it's a real live atmosphere. You can hear the echo of the hall because I don't think it was really full.
Yes.
And of course they went on from there to Disillusion, which is an unbelievable album, and then they came to North America, got that hairspray, pumped up their hair, and it sounded like everybody else with stuff like Thunder in the East and Hurricane Eyes.
MZA.
Ending with, of course, Soldier of Fortune. So, but this live release is really puts a focus on all their early Japanese.
Brings us, Alan, to number 9.
Number 8.
Number 9, Alan. Iced Earth. Iced Earth?
Jim, 9, 8. Iced Earth is 8. We just did.
No, look. 10, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, Whitesnake, 9, 8. We're at 8.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 8. You said 9.
Okay.
Number 8.
Number 8. Iced Earth. Alive in Athens.
And if you're going to do an Iced Earth live album, where else? But
Greece.
Athens.
Because Greece is the capital of heavy metal. Especially for Iced Earth.
So
great album. You could either buy it as a 3 CD set or a 2 CD set. Quality's great. It's Matt Barlow who's singing. All the classic songs are there. All that Marlowe, great musicianship, great songs, they are there. And the crowd, they're just chanting along. And you're there and you want to chant along too. You just want to jump right into the stereo system.
And it sounds great.
I love it.
Number 7.
Number 7.
People were crying for years. When are we going to hear a live album? When are we going to get a live album? Classic. Forgot to mention this in our classic album covers.
Yes.
ACDC's If You Want Blood, You Got It. Power Rage Tour. Bon Scott on vocals. Cover's got Angus with the guitar going through and Bon leering in the background. Again, single album, Jim.
Yes.
Just one. Everybody else is doing doubles. They said, we don't need doubles. We'll just crank out all our energy on
They're like
one.
us. They're
Everybody's
like us.
there.
They do whatever they want to do.
Problem child. It's always a classic high voltage. It's all there. You can hear the chanting, you can hear the guitars, it's got that tone from Let There Be Rock, that raw tone, it's live, and you can tell it's live, and it's a great album. Voted number 2 on all-time Kerrang's all-time heavy metal list.
And you hear the between the riffs of the chanting of Angus.
Especially a Whole Lot of Roses. Exactly.
Right. Jinx. Yeah. Okay, number 6.
Number 6. I mean, this album launched their career. They were a little bit of a little-known band, had some success, but this one set them out into another stratosphere. It's the 5-man acoustical jam by Tesla. This is pre-MTV Unplugged. Everybody was getting louder and more guitars, and these guys said, I gotta sit back and show you what we can do with acoustic guitars. They got some hits on there. They got their own catalog, plus a lot of covers. Grateful Dead, Rolling Stones, The Beatles. It's all there. A great album. And in fact, let's face it, how many times have Tesla released other albums, unplugged or live, throughout the years? They've got about 3 or 4 that just never match the original. This is a great album, a must-have for your collection, and probably one of my favorite all-time Tesla albums as well.
What are we going at? Number 5?
We're going to go to number 5.
Straight between the eyes, number 5.
This is another single.
Judas Priest.
Judas Priest, Unleashed in the East. This is before they went a little bit more on the commercial side with British Steel.
Yes.
And, other albums following that with Point of Entry.
Again.
This sums it up. Their early work, you've got Exciter, Genocide, Tyrant, The Ripper.
Green Manalisha,
and of course Diamonds and Rust, and Victims of Changes. Just the scream and Victims of Changes alone.
That's right.
Again, rumors of little doctoring because it was all done in Osaka, I believe, in Japan. Rob had a little bit of a cold, so some of the vocals, they might have tweaked it, but comparing to some of the bootlegs at the time, you can see that the majority of it is still there.
I've seen them live, Alan. You know what?
It's one of my favorite all-time live albums.
It could have been live just as much as it could have been tweaked.
It's a great album. Go out and get Unleashed in the East. Judas Priest.
Speaking of Judas Priest, we're going to number 4. We're going to go to Halford-Insurrection.
I didn't even plan this, and look how it turned out. Number 4.
Halford-Insurrection. Here you go. He takes his studio work.
2 studio albums.
He takes his Priest catalog, puts it all together, goes to South America, records this Insurrection album, and it is impeccable sound, great musicianship. Halford at the top of his game vocally. Just the opening track, Resurrection, just blows the speakers.
There you go.
I recommend it.
Number 3.
The
biggest tour they ever did from one of the biggest bands of the 80s. A nice capper, a nice souvenir, a nice remembrance of that tour, Power Slave Tour. It's Live After Death, Iron Maiden. Over 100 minutes of music, going back from their first album all the way through to Power Slave. The biggest tour. It almost did the band in. They were wrecked. Adding show after show after show after show because the demand was there. Iron Maiden was the biggest band in the world at that time on their biggest tour. This is an unbelievable album, double album. It's all there, and
Alan, I remember at the time when it came out, that they were at the top of the game as well.
Exactly.
And it just, I mean, you got the old stuff, you got the 22 Acacia Avenue, you got the song Iron Maiden, I believe the Sanctuary.
Scream for me, Long Beach! Scream for me, Long Beach! There you go. 4 nights at Long Beach in L.A., Long Beach Arena, and he's still singing that. Is
and then
it's a classic.
Number 2. Guess what we got? Number 2.
I don't have a clue.
Scream for me, Rio!
The Brave New World. Bruce is back.
Bruce is back.
Fear of the Dark.
Fear of the Dark. And let me tell you, every time there's an album released, a live album released anywhere, somewhere in South America, the chanting, the feeling in the air, it's a live album. They are the best live audience, or for recording a live album. South America is just
well, it's amazing. Because there's like 600,000 people.
But they're chanting along. They're doing their football, soccer songs.
In Rush, they were doing it in live in Rio. Yeah. They were singing to instrumentals. Yeah. I've never seen that happen before.
One thing I love about Maiden's Rock in Rio, sound, fabulous. The playing is great. There's also a DVD you can buy of the show, and that there's no trickery going on. Bruce is singing, and they're all playing, and there's not too many tweaks happening. I love the way they present the material from the Blaze period. Sort of like
the Klansman.
The Klansman. When he's singing that song, it was meant for Bruce.
I think Steve had Bruce in mind.
I think so too. Nothing against Blaze, but he did have that song with Bruce in mind. Ready for the last one?
The number 1.
Number 1.
It's almost unanimous. It's one of the best double live albums ever released.
Ever.
In the world. Again.
Yes.
Thin Lizzy. Live and Dangerous. Jim, there's still controversy like Kiss Alive and like a lot of the other ones. The fact that you can hear Phil Lynott singing lead and background vocals at the same time kind of tells you it might have been touched up in the studio.
Yes.
Brian Robertson maintains, nope, very limited, a few little vocals here and there. The producer, Tony Visconti, says, no, it was all done in the studios except for the drums. Ooh. These drummers always seem to be on it. You ever notice they don't ever touch what the drummers do?
That's weird.
Again, classic lineup. Brian Robertson, Scott Gorham, Phil Lynott, Ryan Downey. Great song selections, good medley. Rosalie's on there, Cowboy Song, Dancing in the Moonlight. It's The Bad Reputation, Johnny the Fox tours combined onto one. Just a great, great album. Classic era. Comparing that to Thin Lizzy Live Life. Look, I'm getting number 17. And Live Life. Love the song selection on Live Life. Prefer it. But you can tell they were literally much weaker. His voice wasn't as strong. Musicianship wasn't as tight. But Live and Dangerous, Thin Lizzy, my all-time number one choice for live albums. You've got to go out and get this. And now it's out on DVD. Certain shows that were done, also on DVD. They released it 25 years, 30 years later.
So there you have it, metal fans.
Our top 15, 17, 15 albums.
18. Okay. See you next time on The Metal Voice.